Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, as Apple had just released the iPad mini 7 several months ago, we are going to discuss whether the iPad mini 6 is still good enough in 2025. How does it hold up in terms of performance and battery life, and most importantly, is it worth upgrading to the mini 7? The iPad mini has been the smallest sibling in the Apple's tablet lineup since its introduction by Steve Jobs in 2012. I still remember the excitement of seeing the original iPad mini being unveiled while I was enjoying my iPad 3 with its Retina display. Back then, owning an iPad felt like having a premium professional device, which quite different from how many people use it as an entertainment gadget now. While I never owned the first iPad mini, I did get the second generation model with a Retina display, and I was absolutely obsessed with it. Specification: now, I own an iPad mini 6, which I use daily. I purchased it as soon as it became available at my local retail store. My model is the 64GB Starlight Wi-Fi only version. In terms of build quality, there's no doubt Apple nailed it. Premium aluminum construction paired with the scratch-resistant glass for the 8.3-inch IPS display. It is not mini LED or OLED, but it still looks great, even in the direct sunlight. The display refresh rate is only 60Hz, meaning no promotion, yet I never found it to be an issue. For the security, it features Touch ID, embedded in the power button, fast and reliable as always. There's no buttons on the sides of the device except the SIM tray if you opt for the cellular version. All buttons, including the volume rockers and the power button, are positioned on the top. Design-wise, the iPad mini 6 looks modern with its symmetrical bezels, but if it compares to the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, they do feel large comparing to its size. For the cameras, the Mini 6 comes with 12-megapixel HDR front camera capable of recording up to Full HD 60 frames per second video. For the rear camera, it's also 12 megapixel with a large aperture of f1.8 capable of recording 4K 60 frames per second, or you could do for the slow motion of 1080p up to 240 frames with an LED flash. Under the hood, it runs on the A15 Bionic chip, which is the same chip found in the iPhone 13 Pro or Pro Max, paired with the 4GB of RAM. Battery-wise, it packs with a 5078 mAh battery, and Apple claims up to 10 hours of video playback. But how does it perform in the real world? We'll get into this in a moment. The iPad mini 7 was announced in October 2024, about 3 years after the mini 6. In terms of design, there are no noticeable changes except for a new sky blue color. Everything else remains the same. Housing, button placement, display technology, brightness, and the cameras, both front and back. Essentially, the Mini 7 is a refresh of the Mini 6 to bring it up to date, with the main upgrades include the new chip of Apple A17 Pro chip, which is the same as iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, and they doubled the RAM from 4GB to 8GB for a better multitasking. What's impressive is Apple keep the same retail price as the Mini 6. So if you are in the market for an iPad mini, you're getting a much more powerful device at the same cost. Definitely a win-win situation. Comparison and key differences. But what if you are already own an iPad mini 6? Should you spend extra money to upgrade? Now, let me share my personal experience using the iPad mini 6 daily, what I love about it, and what I wish Apple had improved. I consider myself as a moderate user, someone who loves tech and new gadgets but doesn't push them to an extreme. I basically use an iPad mini 6 for watching YouTube videos, reading books, and also occasionally browsing social media. I don't really game on it, nor do I do the video editing. For those, I will rely on my MacBook Air M2. Even though the iPad mini 6 has an IPS display, I find it perfectly fine. Visibility in the direct sunlight is also okay. Believe it or not, even after updates to the latest OS, iPadOS 18, I have never experienced any lag or performance issue. Battery life, however, is just okay. I usually get about 6 to 7 hours of screen time, but I really wish Apple had increased to 10 hours plus something like the larger iPads. Now if you are a gamer or a heavy tasker, the iPad mini 7 with the A17 Pro chip and the 8GB of RAM might give you a noticeable boost in performance. Another advantage of the new model is the Apple Intelligence features powered by AI, which could be useful for productivities. However, for my use case, I don't see the real benefits in upgrading, especially since the battery life remains the same as the Mini 6. So here's the verdict. If you already own the iPad mini 6, you can confidently skip the mini 7 as the difference is insignificant enough to justify the upgrade, especially for moderate users like me. If you are looking for a new mini tablet or upgrading from an older iPad mini with a classic design, the mini 7 is the way to go. It offers a better processor, more RAM with the same great design without the price hike, so you won't regret choosing it. Okay, that's it for now, so I hope you could get something from this video. Please have to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future tech reviews on my channel. See you in the next one.